Some city clerks are reporting that absentee ballots are coming in at a slow rate, and with the primary election days away, that is cause for concern. In Delta Township, election officials are offering up curbside delivery and pickup services for anyone who can't drop off a ballot. They have issued 6,900 absentee ballots, and when they close for the day on Wednesday, the clerk says only about 68% of those have been returned. City Clerk Mary Clark says there are a couple of factors that might make it hard to gauge if these numbers are low or high. 2022 is the first year when we aren't dealing with a pandemic since no question absentee voting was passed. Now, in other communities like Jackson, 60% of absentee ballots have been returned. The city clerk there says that number was under 50% back in 2020. For Charlotte, 60% have also been returned, which officials say is about normal. City clerks all across our viewing area want to make it clear to voters that if they want their absentee ballots counted, they cannot count on the mail at this point. Lansing City Clerk Chris Swope says his team is sending out emails to registered voters, letting them know all the ways they can get their ballots in by the deadline. He says the city has issued over 12,000 ballots and only 56% of them have been turned in, which he says is low. The baby formula shortage has been impacting parents all across the state, and in Jackson, two local groups are trying to ease the pain of not being able to find formula. Partial to Girls was started off at the beginning of the pandemic. Its founder works with a team of women from the community to address any needs that they see in Jackson. Now they're turning their attention to the formula shortage. They work in partnership with a Facebook group that's called Formula Shortage of Jackson, Michigan. They work with nurse practitioners in Jackson and lactation consultants to help create content and online videos to get information out to parents. A pediatric nurse practitioner who is part of this group says that they recently conducted a poll showing 60% of moms in the Jackson area can still rarely find formula in the stores. Partial to Girls hosts monthly giveaways where they serve between 150 to 200 people in a 2-hour time period. They say if the group doesn't have what you need, they turn you to other resources like the Community Action Agency and the United Way. Partial to Girls is currently looking for breastfeeding materials that can be given to the community. If you or someone you know needs some help getting these supplies, you can reach them on their Facebook page. The investigation into OVID LC Superintendent Ryan Cunningham's use of district fuel for his 4 personal vehicles over the past decade is completed. It finds that although it was not a legal practice, Cunningham did not knowingly violate any laws or policies. Last month, we told you all about him being accused of inappropriately using the district's fuel for his vehicles for several years, but he insisted that when he became superintendent 12 years ago, he was told he was entitled to 1 tank of gas and 1 car wash per week. The Board of Education president says due to the gravity of the allegation, the board contacted a third party to investigate this situation. He says in a statement that Dr. Cunningham worked with the state Treasury Department to pay all required fees, and the school board considers the matter resolved. Cunningham declined an interview at this time, so we do not know exactly how much he had to pay in fees. We are waiting for our FOIA request for this investigation's findings to be fulfilled.